Are you tired of getting flaked on, canceled on, and not having your dates work? A few years ago, this was me. This was literally my life experience. I would go out and I would approach women, but constantly I would get flaked on. It was like cancellation after cancellation after cancellation. I would have interactions that were fun, that were flirty, that seemed amazing, and it just would turn into nothing. So I said no more. I was tired of that. And what I did is I spent about a year testing what worked and what didn't. I interacted with probably over around 1,000, 2,000 women during this time, went on a bunch of dates, got a bunch of numbers, around over 150 numbers during that time, which was quite a bit for at the time how I was dating. And I figured out what worked and what didn't when it comes to flakes and making women not flake. So if you would like to learn how to interact with women without them flaking on you, this training right here is going to be for you. Hello, my name is Tim. I'm the founder of Lifestyle Mastery Consulting, which is a system-based consulting program for high-performing men to help them crush it at dating and lifestyle success. And what I'm going to do is teach you how you can interact with women in a way where flakes won't have to happen. What we're going to do is break this down into two parts. So number one is why flakes actually happen, because it's important for you to understand why these things are happening so you're not just subject to them and they don't just happen and you're in the dark like, why did it happen? But we actually want to know what's the reason behind why it happened. And then number two is I'm going to give you the recipe for how you can eliminate flakes. So take out your notebook, get ready to learn, because this is some really, really powerful training. We're going to get into some stuff that really will change your life if you apply it correctly and you do the work to get to this place, as I have done and as countless others who are dating and performing at a high level have also done. Okay. So number one, why is it that flakes happen? Like, what's the science or the reason behind why flakes happen? I won't call it science, but what's the reason behind this? What's the logic behind why flakes happen? A lot of guys get this wrong. A lot of guys say, I've seen this on Reddit, I've seen it on Facebook in dating groups. A lot of guys think that dating girls is a numbers game. They think that it's like only numbers. It's like get as many phone numbers as you can, and then what happens, or Instagrams, and then what happens is you'll get results. And they think that it's put in as much work as possible to change something, and then all of a sudden you'll magically have the results that you want. But that's not necessarily true. Dating doesn't have to be a numbers game. The number one reason why flakes happen is because she sees her number as a reward, not a connection. This is the number one problem all guys make, where women see their number and them handing you their number as a reward. So like they're rewarding you for something, they're rewarding you for being cool, they're rewarding you for investing, something like that, and they don't see it as a connection. So it's not like there's an intense purpose behind this number. Instead, they see it as rewarding you for being a good guy and having a good interaction and having things be a bit friendly. And that never works, because honestly, the purpose of a number or Instagram or setting up social media isn't because you were cool and you talked to her and you were normal and you were friendly. The purpose is actually to see her again. So if that's not conveyed and she doesn't understand that the reason why I'm connecting with this person and giving him my phone number, or him giving me his, is because we're seeing each other in the future and there's some kind of other intention here, the number most likely is going to flake. She's going to not respond to you. The second one is there's zero substance backing the connection. This is the second reason why flakes happen. So you get a connection kind of just like, again, going back to similar to number one, like this was friendly, it was cool, I'm normal, I'm not a weirdo, okay, let's connect and that's it. But that doesn't serve you, it doesn't help her either. It doesn't help her see you again. So there has to be substance that backs the connection that you have with her. And also the third reason why flakes happen is there is no serious intention, which isn't the same as intent, because in the dating community, there's the word show intent, which means that she knows that you're attracted to her. But there's a different word I'm sharing here, which is intention. That if you get a girl's number, but there's no intention behind it, and it's kind of like, I'm getting your number for the sake of it just because what else would I do? Because we had a nice little interaction. Oftentimes that number isn't going to be backed by anything solid. So when you get a girl's contact info, you want it to be backed by something solid. And I'll explain how to do that here. Before I explain it, I just want to say, there's this book that I wrote, it's free, it's called The Code, and it's literally 5 rules, 5 laws for high-performing men to attract women and create their dream lifestyle. And I wrote this code. It's down below the link to it. It's probably, I think, the best thing that I've ever written in my life when it comes to dating and lifestyle success for men. And I've put over 6 years of dating success, over 6 years of going out and practicing dating and mastering dating into this guide. So if you don't download the guide, if you don't click the button below and grab it, which it's completely free, you're actually shooting yourself in the foot and you don't care about growing. I'm not kidding. So if you watch this because you want to have some information about flakes and things like that, I talk about this in more detail inside of my book, The Code. It's about 30 pages. It's completely free and it's full with case studies of my own dating life, like my own reports from dating of how I went out and connected with quality women, how I met the right kinds of people, and how I attracted the right kinds of girls into my life, doing things the right way. These are laws that I'm writing that I'm giving to you, and it's probably worth around $200 to $300 worth of value inside of this book, but it's free. So grab it at the link below. It'll be yours, and you'll learn and you'll grow, okay? It's a free resource. You don't want to miss this. Okay, let's look at how to eliminate flakes. Number one is slow down everything. Part of the reason why it's so easy for women to flake is because the interactions aren't serious enough. Like, you're interacting with women just to interact because what else would you do? But if the interaction isn't serious enough, she has very little reason to invest in it. So what you need to do is slow everything down. In the next couple weeks, as I put out, footage of me connecting with women, I'm going to share most of that in our private community, which you can find by getting the code. There's a link to it from when you get my book. So I'm going to be putting out a lot of extended footage of me interacting with women in my private community, which I won't be sharing much of that publicly here on YouTube. And examples like in that footage and the things you're going to see, you'll notice how slow I interact with women, how slow I am, and how much I let her invest in me, and I don't rush through things. It's very difficult to have solid interactions with clear connections if you're rushing through your interactions, right? So you have to slow down. The second thing is make her collaborate and invest. So you want your interactions with women to be a collaborative process. You don't want it to be a process where it's all over the place and where you're just interacting on a very surface level and finding out information about her and then going from there. You want it to be collaborative. You want her to be a part of the experience. You want her to be joining you in meeting you. You want it to be a back and forth between the both of you. Make her collaborate and invest. Make sure that there's space for her to get to know you and to pursue you. And then number three is to create extremely strong intentions. This is the most important one, actually. And there's a whole framework we have for this that I'm going to share inside of our community, again, inside the code community. So again, get the guide down below. It's completely free, and then join our community. It's also completely free, but I'm putting all this in there because putting it all on YouTube isn't so great for nowadays how the world works. People don't like this kind of information, so I need to protect it by having a private community with people who really do want to learn. So this is you join the community, and we'll go from there. So creating extremely strong intentions is really important. A lot of men interact with women from a place of I'm interacting for the sake of the interaction, but to put myself out there and to maybe get lucky a bit, but there isn't a strong intention attached to the interaction. So it's like, we'll tell a couple jokes, maybe we'll have a drink, or if it's, during the day, we'll just socialize a little bit, or a certain social environment, we just vibe. And then it's like, we should grab wine sometime. And they're like, oh yeah, definitely. What's your number? There's no strong intention. What strong intention looks like is, when are you free? We should grab wine. Are you down for that? Cool, how down are you? What's your schedule usually like? Nice, I'm free on X, Y, and Z days. So you're down to make that happen. Super cool. How about we exchange info and I'll shoot you a text and we'll connect and plan it later in the week. That's strong intention. So now what's happening is her giving you contact info isn't just giving you contact info because that's the next logical progression and you were a nice guy in an interaction. Instead, it's I'm connecting with this man with intent to do something in the future. And what's really funny is if you do this with a girl and she doesn't want to see you, she'll tell you. She'll be like, actually, I'm seeing someone right now, or there's something going on in my life. I have a boyfriend, which is super good because then it wouldn't be a good fit. She's not in a place in her life where you'd connect with her in the moment. So she'll give you that honest answer. What you don't want is for you to be getting numbers and getting contact info and nothing happens, because that just frustrates you. It puts you in a negative spiral. It doesn't help you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve her. It's just a pointless interaction. Not that connecting with someone doesn't always have a little bit of value, but still you want to build connections with people and add them to your life and be part of their lives. So it doesn't help you. Make connections with intent, okay? So number one, flakes happen because you see her number as a reward, not as a connection, and there's zero substance backing this connection. It doesn't help you, it doesn't serve you. Oftentimes there's no serious intention when we interact with women. A lot of men, and I made this mistake for years until I corrected it, and once I corrected it, like I would never get flaked on. Like almost every single woman I would talk to would be extremely solid interaction. There's no serious intentions, which isn't good. And then also eliminating flakes. The way you do this is by slowing things down, being very present and still in your interactions. Again, we're putting training about this out in our group, which you can find by grabbing my book, The Code. And then you can make her collaborate and invest, so she's a part of it, and it's not just you trying to get the girl, but she's equally invested in it as you. We call this the buyer versus seller dynamic, which I'm going to talk about in future trainings here on the channel. And then create extremely strong intentions. Strong intentions come when you interact with her from a place of awareness about what you would like to happen, not a place of I'm talking to you just for the sake of talking to you. But there's actually awareness and intent there, which is I'm here for a specific reason, to see you again, to make something happen, to move towards a specific place, to go on a date. Okay? This is the process for how you can stop getting flakes and stop having women cancel on you. If you want to go further into this training and learn an actual framework for how you can repeat this over and over and over again, and this comes from me doing 10,000 plus interactions with women. It's crazy, probably unhealthy that I did that much, but if you want to be very good at something, you do lots of it. So that's what I did because I'm a professional at connecting with people and meeting women. That's my job. So if you want to understand how to do this more and get all the frameworks that come from my brain and I can download them for you, like into your head, what you need to do is grab the code, which is my book. It's completely free. Click a link below, put in an email, and boom, I'm sending it right to you. And then join our community so that you can learn with me and the other high-performing men that are in this community. We can grow together, where I'm putting out really powerful trainings, as well as footage of me connecting with women, as well as special reports from my dating life, and bringing in guests and things like that. A bunch of cool value we have there, okay? Be blessed today. Keep crushing it in your lifestyle and in your dating results. I wish you nothing but the best, my friend, and I will see you on the next training.